Hey, what's up, my Dragon Legion? How y'all been? And yes, as you guys can tell by looking at the name of this video, and by looking at this guy right here, this is going to be yet another Kagero Lawkeeper deck profile video. Now, it has gone through quite a bit of changes since the last time I did a deck profile of this deck right here. I've done some few changes right here. And yes, I am aware set 11 is coming around the corner right here. So what I'm doing in this video right here is I just want to give this deck right here one last great big huzzah before the new set comes. Because I don't think this deck will be obsolete, but I do see this deck having a difficult struggle going against most of the other decks that will be coming soon. I mean, it'll still kick those decks' butts, but just not as well as compared to some of the crazy cards we're gonna get like in that set, like the Link Jokers and the new and improved Steel Dragons, the Eradicators, the Aged Dragons, the Liberators, those new and improved Spike Brothers, all that crazy such. So before that new set comes, I just want to give this deck one more great big huzzah before those decks come. So this deck enjoy its best found glory before that happens. I mean, I think it'll still do good, depending on what cards we get from that set that can go good with this deck right here. But unless something good, like a good Kagero comes, where we can put this deck right here, like Dauntless Drive Dragon, whatever, maybe then this deck right here will probably see a huge lot of play then. Alright, so without further ado, guys, let's get the deck profile now, shall we, guys? Alright, start off with your starting Vanguard, Lizard Soldier Conroe. Now, I am aware on this new set right here that we're going to be getting. We're going to be getting a new starting Vanguard guy that has a effect that works like that Little Fire Kron and that one Kagero Dragoon guy. No, not Kagero, excuse me. That one Norikami Dragoon guy. So I'm not really sure if I'll take these guys out take this guy out for that guy or not yet. I'm not really sure yet. I am kind of attached that Conroe does help me get a certain grade 1 I need. But on the other hand, the effect of possibly getting a grade 3 when I need it the most in my hand is actually does sound pretty good. So it'll be a typical struggle of deciding if I should keep Conroe or not. Now, if you guys remember in most of my other videos of my Kageros, I normally do the 6 critical, 6 draw build. In this deck profile video, I'm currently trying out the... okay, here we go. I'm currently trying out the 8 critical and... hang on a second. Let me squeeze everyone together. Sorry if this is taking too long, everyone. Yeah, there we go. There they go. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm doing 8 critical and 4 draw, because I'm just trying this build out right here. I'm not saying it's permanent right now. I've heard a lot of people, when it comes to dragon-based decks, a lot of people normally put this build really good and really successfully well, because they get in that damage really good and really fast. Plus, an extra powerful shield does always help out pretty good. So, I'm just going to try this out. Maybe it'll work out pretty good. But if it doesn't work out, worst case scenario, I'll just go back to 6-6. But hopefully the 8 and 4 does work out pretty good. I am a little bit curious of how that works out. And of course, as you guys would expect, the 4 heals. This is probably never going to change unless the ban says so otherwise, or if we're in some sort of format where heal is now useless or whatever, which I highly doubt that'll happen. That's for the triggers. For grade 1s, your 4 bars. Still gonna stick with bars. That's never gonna happen. Shockingly, once the next set comes, the whole sub-clan thing, everything comes out, shockingly, the grade 1 8 guys, like Bar, for example, are actually gonna be still good. So Bar is actually not gonna go anywhere for a while. Not until there's a grade 1 vanilla guy that actually is part of sub-clan. Until then, I don't think guys like Bar are gonna go anywhere. And next is the Vanguard Baris. Shockingly, I still don't have them. Thankfully, they did go down in price a little bit. They went down from $20 to $15, which is actually a pretty good start. I am starting to like that. Still proxying out the 4 Vanguard Baris. The 3 Dragonmon Gojos, use his effect, rest him, pitch a card, draw a card, all that typical good stuff. And Lawkeeper's best friend right here, Lizard Soldier Roberta. Sorry, I've got the name wrong, guys. Roberta, if he's boosting your Lawkeeper right after Lawkeeper goes off with his effect, your Lawkeeper just becomes a 23 beater out of nowhere, plus possibly what he gets out of drive check, which is really ridiculously good. So this guy is really good. And to finish off the grade 1s, 2 Demonic Dragon Mage, Kimnaras. Kimnara, it's okay, I guess. What I may end up doing is possibly, I'm not 100% sure yet, but possibly I may take out the Kimnaras out to put in 2 more of these guys, just because that guy is so good when it comes to Lawkeeper. And that is it for the grade 1s. For the grade 2s, we have 3 Dragon Knight Nahalams and 3 Cross Shot Gaps. Now, most people use 4 Nahalams and 3 Cross Shots in their Lawkeeper build. The reason why I'm doing 3 of these guys is because I had to make room for some certain other Kageros that I think this deck would do better with right here in particular. So 3 is just fine right here for the vanilla guys. And I'm running, and here's why I'm not doing 3 no more. 2 Bellicosty Dragons, because his Lawkeeper only needs 1 card to counterblast just to go off his amazing effect. With Bellicosty, if he gets in there at least once every 2 turns or so, you're almost guaranteed to almost go off with the Lawkeeper's effect in almost every turn, which is really amazing. So Bellicosty's good. And then 2 Berserk Dragons. Since Lawkeeper is doing an amazing job of what he does, 2 Berserk Dragons just fine. Berserk Dragon gets in there really good, so Berserk Dragon's just fine. And I had to cut out the 3rd Berserk Dragon just so I could put in that 2nd Bellicosty Dragon. And that's it for the grade 2s. For the grade 3s, 1 Tech of Dragonic Overlord, just in case if I don't see my Lawkeeper. Overlord is actually a good substitute of a grade 3 that I can have stick around with me, so I can do some serious things until I get my Lawkeeper. And a 16 beater as Vanguard is actually, or even Rear Guard, is actually not so bad. So Overlord, he's still good. Next we have 3 Dual-Act. Sorry guys, that was a refrigerator. Next we have 3 Dual-Act Arch Dragons. This guy is like your ideal rear guard you want to have when you're playing Lawkeeper as your Vanguard. This guy just gets a power boost out of nowhere as long as you go out with Lawkeeper. And this guy, sorry about that. And this guy just gets in really good, which is ridiculously good. And last but not least, you can't run a Dragonic Lawkeeper Kagero deck profile or deck period without Lawkeeper. Max Lawkeeper. Lawkeeper is just an all-out amazing, ridiculous card. Counterblast 1 card, retire all your opponent's rear guards, gains 3,000 power as long as you have 2 or more rear guards in your opponent, and he just gets in there real good. And if you don't somehow kill your opponent, if the total rear guard you bind it with his effect is 5, your opponent is forced to bind one of your retire one of your opponent's own rear guards, which is always ridiculously good and ridiculously awesome. So yeah guys, that right there was my Kagero Lawkeeper deck profile video. It has gone through a couple of changes. Triggers look good. The triggers look good in my opinion. Obviously Lawkeeper is still good because, well, he's Lawkeeper. And yeah guys, deck profile looks really good. And I'm glad this deck profile got to go through one last big shiny moment before the new set comes. However, at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lawkeeper deck still does good depending on what we get in the new set right here. I've heard Dauntless Drive Dragon does go good with the Lawkeeper deck right here, because you just ride Dauntless Drive Dragon, the next turn ride Lawkeeper on top of him, and you just go off with some sick and ridiculous effects. Like Lawkeeper ain't ridiculously enough. Could you imagine with Lawkeeper having 33,000 power, plus with the possibility to attack 1 more time this turn, which is really ridiculous. And both times he attacks, he still gets a twin drive check. So maybe there is a possible bright chance of Lawkeeper still being good. I'm looking forward to see Lawkeeper being good. But to be honest, I'm more towards getting the end build together. I can't wait to get the end build together. And once I get that together, I'll be playing with the end more often because, as you guys know, Dragon Overlord is my favorite card of the entire Vanguard set. So, with that being said, guys, I'm just gonna give yeah. With that being said, guys, I'm gonna not bow down. I'm gonna bow for the Great Huzzah of the Lawkeeper build, and I'll catch you guys around, and hopefully we'll see some great stuff out of the new set for Lawkeeper, and even Dragon Overlord the end, or even the Amber Dragons as well. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Like it if you did, favorite if you love this video, and subscribe today to become part of the Dragon Legion Alliance. And I'll see you guys another day. Christian Dragoon, signing out. Peace.